Emily prayed for 9 years, not 9 days, not 9 months, 9 long, aching, soul-stretching years. Each morning began the same. A whisper over coffee, her eyes barely open, her hands clasped around a mug more for comfort than warmth. Lord, please, just one child, that's all I ask. It wasn't a dramatic prayer. It was quiet, consistent, like a heartbeat. She wasn't asking for luxury, not success or fame. She just wanted to rock a child to sleep, to feel tiny fingers wrap around hers, to hear someone call her Mama. She and her husband, Michael, had been through every test, every specialist, charting cycles, blood work, ultrasounds that always ended in blank stares and clipped sympathy. They tried adoption too, pages of paperwork, interviews that made their story feel like an audition. Sometimes they were told they were a maybe, only to never hear back. Emily lost count of how many times she got her hopes up. The worst were the moments between moments, the silence after a negative test, the emptiness of folding clothes for a child that didn't exist yet, the quiet rides home from appointments where neither of them spoke because there was nothing left to say. And still, she prayed. But over the years, that prayer changed. In the beginning, it was filled with hope. Later, it turned into pleading, then bargaining, and eventually, just a tired whisper, "Why not me?" At church, she kept smiling. She sang the songs. She held her friends' babies and said congratulations, like it didn't rip something open inside her. She became good at hiding the ache. But sometimes, at night, when Michael was asleep, she'd sit in the bathroom, door locked, and cry. Not loud sobs, just tears, steady and quiet, like the kind that had been waiting all day to fall. There were days she didn't pray at all. Not because she didn't believe, but because believing hurt too much. Faith, she learned, wasn't always loud. Sometimes, it's just not letting go. Year 9 brought a new kind of silence. She was sitting in her car outside the doctor's office, holding a crisp envelope. She knew what it said before she even opened it. Unlikely to conceive naturally. It felt final, cold, like a door slamming shut. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just whispered, "I give up." But this time, it wasn't bitterness. It was surrender. Not to the diagnosis, but to God. "I don't understand," she said out loud, to no one. "But I'll trust you anyway." And in that moment, in her car, in her pain, she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Peace. A week later, a friend called and asked if she could babysit her niece. Just for a day. Emily hesitated. Being around children still hurt. But something nudged her. A whisper. Say yes. The girl's name was Grace. She had big brown eyes, wild curls, and a laugh that filled the entire room. Emily read her stories, braided her hair, and for a moment, just a moment, forgot about the ache. That night, as she tucked Grace into bed, the little girl looked up, placed her small hand on Emily's cheek, and said, "You'd be a really good mommy." Emily broke. Right there. On the floor, beside the bed of a child who wasn't hers. But in that breaking, something healed. Later that week, she found out Grace was in the foster system. Her aunt couldn't keep her. She needed a home. And suddenly, a door Emily never knew was there. Opened. The adoption process was long, complicated. But this time, it felt different. It felt like purpose. A year later, Grace was officially theirs, and that could have been the ending. A beautiful one. But God wasn't done. 6 months after the adoption, Emily felt off, tired, dizzy. She assumed it was stress, or maybe just joy finally catching up with her. She took a test, more out of habit than hope. 2 pink lines. She stared at them, blinking, laughing, crying, all at once. A doctor confirmed it. No one could explain it. But there it was, a heartbeat, a miracle. Grace got a baby sister that spring. Emily got 2 daughters, one through promise, won through impossibility, and she learned something powerful. Sometimes God answers your prayers not by giving you what you want, but by giving you what you never knew you needed. So if you're in that place of waiting, if you're staring at blank nursery walls or crying behind a smile, or wondering if God has forgotten you, He hasn't. He sees you. He knows every tear, every prayer, every silent ache. And if He could speak to your heart right now, He'd say, "My beloved daughter, I know the weight you carry. I have seen your pain. I have not forgotten you. Every no was leading to a better yes. Every closed door was redirection, not rejection. Trust my timing. Trust my heart. What I have planned for you is greater than what you've been begging for. I'm not punishing you. I'm preparing you. Just hold on. I'm still writing your story. And it's beautiful,